everybody, crafty friends. This is Tina Sutton, Miss Ginger Dots Designs, and today I am here on behalf of the Pages at Heart design team. If you don't know about the Pages at Heart design team, we are a group of 6 designers that create specialty exclusive workshops on a monthly basis. And this month we are going to feature Nature's Sweetness and the Changing Leaves bundle. This is the workshop. I don't know if you can see these beautiful pages. Unfortunately, I don't have my samples made to actually show you the page, but this is what they will look like when they're finished. And you can get this workshop instructions free as a free gift with the $50 purchase from one of our websites. So super fun, and it's a beautiful workshop this month. So a couple of the products that we will be using is going to be the Changing Leaves and the Nature Sweetness paper. Here is a picture of the Nature Sweetness paper, and unfortunately I have used all of my paper. I would show it to you in person, but I only have a small piece left that I'm going to use on this card that we're going to make in just a minute. But this paper is beautiful. It is mostly white, copper, gold, and it has a shimmer to it. It's got like a shimmer. It's just really pretty. So anyway, I thought it would be really fun to do a simple card using the supplies that you will need in your kit to do these workshop pages, and just kind of put together a fun little card. I will put the dimensions of everything in the description below, so you don't have to worry about writing down sizes or anything. But the other thing that I want to focus on is our color coach. Color coach is all of the colors, all of the Stampin' Up! Colors. And so I know I wanted to use the Cajun Gray, I can't say it today, Cajun Craze paper. So what this doesn't mean these are the only colors you can use, but it's kind of a cheat sheet on colors that work well together. So when I'm not sure what colors, when I know I want to use one color, but I'm not sure what colors to put with it, I depend on this little color coach. So if you go, this is Cajun Craze, and it's telling you this line, Cajun Craze, Wild Wheat, and Pretty Peacock go well together. Or Cajun Craze, Azure Afternoon, and Mossy Meadow go together. Or this line, Cajun Craze, Coastal Cabana, and Pumpkin Pie. So I decided to go with this first line, Cajun Craze, Wild Wheat, and Pretty Peacock. And that, to me, they look stunning together. These are the 3 colors that I'm going to use. The funny thing about Wild Wheat is when I first saw that color, I didn't order it. I thought, I'll never use that color. That's not a color that I really care for. You know what? Since it's fall, I am using it on almost every product. It has become my favorite color, so it's really interesting how that happens. But anyway, so these are the colors that we're going to use, and we're going to use the Changing Leaves stamp set. So let's go ahead. I'm going to move this out of the way, and let's start creating. I'm going to move my camera up just a little bit. I might have to adjust it again. We'll see. All right, the first thing that I am going to do is use my paper trimmer. This is Wild Wheat. That's going to be the base of our card. I've already cut it in half, 8.5 by 11 sheet cut in half, and I am going to score it at 4 1/4. And I got to be sure not to cut it, so I want to use my gray blade. I'm going to score it nicely and go ahead and fold it, and take my bone folder and get a nice edge. All right, the first thing I want to do, just because this color is kind of plain, I'm going to make my own background and texture paper. So I am going to take one of the stamps from the Changing Leaves. We're going to use the smaller one. I think it's a maple leaf. I'm not sure. I don't know all my leaves. And Wild Wheat ink pad. Open it up, and I'm going to random stamp. And random stamp, what I do is I ink my pad, and I start in the middle, and I press down. And there's one. Then I'm going to twist it half a turn, And I'm going to maybe be stamping off my paper, but that's okay. And I'm going to do a second leaf. I'm going to ink it, and I'm going to do, and I'm trying to make a triangular pattern, so I'm going to go somewhere over here. Making sure that I turn so all of my leaves, and then I'm going to fill in 1, 2, I need a little something there. All of my leaves are not going in the same direction. That just makes it more interesting. There. A little bit there. Oh, a little bit here. All right, so I've got the background, and I'm just wild wheat on wild wheat, and look how pretty that looks. Voila! So pretty. So that's going to be the base of my card. Okay, the next thing I want to do is we're going to do a little blending of those 3 colors. I really wanted to show you how this color coach works, because honestly, would you ever think of putting those 3 colors together? Maybe you guys would. I'm not that good with colors. So I'm going to go ahead and move my stamping mat out of the way. And I'm sorry, I'll try to, oh, I can't cover that. I'll cover it. And look what I did. I got ink all over my paper. But that's okay. You know what? We're going to just flip it over. Nobody will know the difference, right? Just all of you watching me. I'm trying to cover my light so it's not so blaring. But I absolutely love, love, love our glass mat. And especially when I'm doing blending. So I want to show you how this works. So we're going to take some of our Stampin' Up! Blending brushes, and we're going to blend a background. So I'm going to start with my wild wheat. I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm going to come over here because I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm just going to, instead of wasting a piece of paper, I'm just going to mat it on my glass mat. And then I'm going to come over here and do circular motions. And I'd rather be too light when I'm doing this than too dark, because I can always go back and add color, but it's hard to take color off. So I'm just going circular motions, trying to get it smooth, and I'm going to do the top third in wild wheat. Next, I'm going to go with Pretty Peacock. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ink it up, go over here, make sure I don't get too much, and kind of start doing circular motions. And that's not quite dark enough, so I'm going to come back with a little bit more. And I'm kind of blending. I don't want it to be a line. I just kind of want these colors to blend together. Again, I'm trying not to blob. And I think I'm going to want my wild wheat to be a tad bit darker. I want it to look fallish, right? And I've got a little bit dark right there, but that's okay. It's going to look okay, and I might go back and full with it. We'll see. And then I'm going to bring in the Cajun Craze. Now, this color is really dark, so I really want to get the excess off. I'm just blending it till I get it the way I like it. And I'm pretty happy with it right now, so I think we're just going to go with that. All right, so I've got my 3 colors, and then I've already placed my stamp on a block, and I'm going to stamp this leaf in the darker Cajun Craze. And I'm going to pretty much fill up the, I need to move that out of the way. I'm going to pretty much fill the whole thing up and stamp that leaf in the darkest color. Ah, look how pretty. Can you see that? It's just kind of, it's just fall. And as I look at this, I'm like, okay, this is just me being, I see it a little darker there, so I want to make these edges a little bit darker. So I'm just going to come back with my Cajun Craze and fill it in. There we go. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to clean this mat. I just have, all I have is a Clorox wipe. I keep Clorox wipes here, not to clean my stamps. I never clean my stamps, but when I'm working on my glass mat, and now I'm going to put this back so you don't see that glare. Okay. So now that I have done that, I have done a little bit of prep work. I took our glitter paper, let me get this up so you can see a little bit better, our glitter paper, and matted with Cajun Craze, and that is one of the papers from Nature's Sweetness. That's what I have left out of that whole paper packet. I had one sheet left, and I thought it would be, see, can you see how the glitter picks up? So again, this is from Nature's Sweetness. I'll show you the prints again. It's all of these. This is the one that I'm using right now. So you can see how much prettier it is in person. Look at that gold shimmer. So I have matted that on Cajun Craze and glitter paper. And I am going to put the dimensions of this card below in the comments. And I did the same thing. I'm going to mat, well, this piece, but you know what? I need to trim it down a little bit. I thought I had it the right size, but I don't. So I need to give it a haircut. I think I need to trim it down about 1/4 of an inch. Anybody else ever do that? Now, why is my cutter's not cutting? What is going, there we go. Wasn't in there. Okay, so I'm going to cut it off that end and cut it off that end, the bottom end. Hopefully that's the right size now. Ah, still needs a little bit of a haircut. Trim it a little bit more. There we go. All right, so that's going to get glued right there. Okay, now I need to find my glue. Or here, we'll use my Stampin' Seal. This works really nice when you're, I use this to adhere to glitter paper because sometimes it's hard to adhere cardstock to glitter paper. But I found that the Stampin' Seal, the blue one, works really well for that. And it really holds it down. Okay, so I am going to glue that right there. Actually, I think I'll do the other side. So I'm going to glue this right here to the right edge. And then I am going to glue this way. And you know what? I think I'm going to use some 3D tape to make it pop, to give it some dimension. Or you could use Stampin' Dimensionals. I still have some leftover 3D tape from Close to My Heart, so I'm trying to use it up. But Stampin' Dimensionals actually work better. You have more control over it, I think. But we're just going to use this for now. And I'm not even cutting it. I'm just using my fingers. That's going to go right there. And then I need to stamp a sentiment. So I already have my paper cut. Let me make sure before I go stamping that everything's the right size. Yeah, I cut that right. Okay. I must have just looked at the wrong dimension. Has that ever happened to anybody else? Okay, and I have to remember not to stamp too hard because Stampin' Up! Inks are much juicier than Close to My Hearts. A little note to brighten your day. There we go. And that's going to get adhered right there. And you know what? We're going to try that one more time because I've got ink on my fingers. Where's my... See, nobody ever should look at the back of my cards, right? There we go. That's better. Now, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, come on. And I want to wipe my fingers real quick before, okay, I do this or I'll get ink all over. Oops. Get it on straight. It's always so hard to do this on camera. I could whip this out and get everything perfectly even if I weren't doing this in front of everybody. Never fails. When you have a camera, though, right here in your face, it does make it difficult. Just saying. And then, where do I want to put this? I think I'm going to put this, like, right down here. So, again, I'm going to use a piece of 3D tape. And I'm going to put that right there. Glue that down. Now, one other thing that I do that I want to point out is I use the die cuts and the stamps. Right now, I've just used the stamps, but I've used this all season. So here are some leftover die cut pieces that I have left from doing other projects. So I like to keep them in a little clear bag and keep them with my stamps. And oftentimes what I'll do, I have no idea if I'm going to use this or not, but sometimes I'll pull some of these old leaves just to see if it will look good on the project. And I'm not sure that I like that. You know what, I have some gold ones over here. Now I might think I'm liking the gold because we've got some gold speckles and some gold glitter paper. You know what, I kind of like that. And I also have this one. And this might be too much. No, I don't like that. I think I just like those two gold right there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to overthink it. Just going to shove those down there. And then, oh, I need to glue this down a little bit better. There we go. If I want to add a few embellishments, and let's go ahead and do that real quick. All right, you know what, I need to, that's not even, and that's driving me crazy. It's causing it because I have 2 layers of 3D tape. So I'm going to put another layer right under here to make it even. Where's my scissors? Why am I doing everything the hard way? All right. Anybody else do this? We could call this Stampin' 101 comical. Okay, there we go. That's even. That's better. Okay. And I like this color, so I'm going to pick up maybe one. I like to do things in 3s, so I'm going to do 1 there, and maybe 2 right here. And again, I kind of got that triangle thing going on. Okay. Being stubborn. There we go. There's my card. What do you think? Anyway, just a fun idea on how to use some of your extra supplies. This is a great workshop and a great stamp set. All right. Hope you do something creative today and have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching.